Welcome back. This is Coach's Corner, here in the War Room, demonstrating some guild versus guild tactics for FoE. Today we're battling in Industrial Age, and I am using my favorite Indie Age attack, 7 rogues and 1 howitzer. In today's lesson, you will see a few basic tactics when using rogues against a mixed defense of range units and ground units. Rogues are a powerful special unit that can be obtained free from some of the special events and occasionally offered for direct purchase. Remember, when rogues are attacked, they do not die. Instead, they convert into other types of units. And they convert into the same type of unit as one of their teammates on the battlefield selected at random. In this case, I am giving those rogues only one type of unit to choose from. Each of my rogues will become a howitzer when it is attacked. The howitzer is the standard heavy unit in Industrial Age. The howitzer is fun to use because it has several powerful features. First, it has a range of 6, giving it some of the tactical capability of a short-range unit. Second, units cannot hide from a howitzer. If you have battled in Colonial Age or higher, you've probably seen light units that like to hide in the forest. Those units cannot be attacked by a range attack, only by a melee attack. However, the howitzer is special. It can still attack those hiding units with a range attack. That allows the howitzer to attack those light units without getting hit with retaliation. And finally, howitzers can attack from a closer range and have added points added to its attack, giving it a powerful punch. So let's begin. Notice that 4 of the defending units moved first in this battle. Units that are faster, that is, have more movement points, always move first. In this case, their fast units are horses called dragoons, and their light units are called jaggers. The defense units that did not move yet include a couple howitzers and 2 short-range units called riflemen. In Industrial Age, the jaggers and the howitzers have a range of 6, but the riflemen are still a true short-range unit, so their advantage is that they have a longer shooting range of 8. They have bonus against the heavy units and terrain bonus on rocks. My strategy in this battle is to keep my rogues from being converted until all enemy units are close enough for me to attack. To do this, I am checking the range of the enemies that have not moved yet by hovering my cursor over them and then placing my rogues just out of their reach. This will result in my getting through the first turn with no rogues converted. It's okay that the 4 enemy units that already moved will attack my rogues the next time they move. The enemy horses will take retaliation damage, and the jags will be sitting ducks, allowing me to attack other enemy units before their next move. As you can see, the other 4 enemy units are now doing nothing but moving into range for my attack. Now it's time for my howitzer to move. Notice that the enemy has 1 unit that has not moved yet. I will make sure that I do not move within its firing range, but I can move up far enough to attack one of the other units. I am not worried about putting my howitzer out in front like this. since the enemy will attack my rogues first anyway. Remember, the computer will attack any rogue that is in range before it attacks other units. Just make sure they are in fact close enough for the enemy units to attack. See? Each of the enemy units is attacking a rogue, not a howitzer. They would only attack a howitzer if there was no rogue in range to attack. My turn. I now have 5 howitzers and 3 rogues. The unit bar at the bottom of the screen can be used to determine which of my units will go next. This is dogfight mode, so the tactic here is to determine the best use of each of my remaining 3 rogues. The moves for my howitzers, thus, are geared around enabling or supporting those moves for my rogues. One, power punch. That is, attack a full-strength unit. This does serious damage, but if the unit attacked is a ground unit, the retaliation will convert my rogue. 2. Maneuver. This is done to force an enemy range unit to waste its turn converting that rogue. 3. Feint. That is, move my rogue into the back line, forcing the enemy to move close to my other units. And 4. A 1-2 punch, which I will show shortly. My first unit to move is a howitzer, so I must decide which enemy unit to attack. I want to limit the number of enemies that can attack my rogues, so I am going to attack an enemy unit that has not moved yet. I have a few choices. Let's hit this howitzer. I already know I will not be able to eliminate the riflemen on this turn, so I am going to do a feint with this rogue. The range of those riflemen is long enough to reach the back wall, so I'll just put this rogue back as far as I can and kill this horse. Next unit is a howitzer, so I'll finish off that unit that I attacked earlier. And then feint another rogue back to waste the second rifleman's next turn. This also ensures both riflemen will stay close enough to kill. Now for a 1-2 punch. I'm going to attack an enemy jag using my howitzer, then finish it off using a rogue. By attacking with a different unit first, my rogue will be able to kill the unit and thus not get hit with retaliation. This will force an enemy unit to waste its next turn to convert that rogue. Okay, now I have 3 rogues and the enemy has 4 units. This means I must kill one of the enemy units before it gets its next turn. The other 3 enemy units will waste their turns converting rogues. Look at the unit bar. There is no way to kill either rifleman before its next turn, so I will attack a different unit instead. I am going to attack the howitzer since it is the furthest away from some of my rogues. Because my rogues will all get attacked before their next turn, I will not be getting any more 1-2 punches, so it is safer to hit the unit that is farther away to make sure the remaining enemy units will all be close enough to have rogues to attack. And there it is. My last rogue is converted, but too late for the enemy. I have enough turns coming up to kill off the remaining units. All that's left to do is to hit units in a correct sequence so each of my units has an enemy unit to attack. And voila! Perfect victory. A mixed defense is a strong defense, but is still no match for 7 rogues and good tactics. So remember, plan your attacks. Plan your spacing by hovering over units and using the unit bar. Exploit the various strengths and weaknesses of the units on the battlefield, and always know which units are within the attack range of other units.